Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today's slate for Tuesday, April the 5th. We have a really big slate today, 12 games, so there are a lot of props that stand out, a lot of options you can choose from. I'm recording this video around 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and most of the boards already been posted for today. We already have a ton of props available. I was able to find 4 props I do feel pretty good about, kind of at first look, so we'll talk through these 4 plays, share why I like them. In the end, you guys can choose how you want to play these plays. If you want to do 4 pick powers, that's fine. If you want to mix and match the 4 plays, you can do that as well. My goal each day is to get as many plays right as I can. We can recap Friday. That was the last time I made a video. Normally I don't upload on the weekends, and then there was no games on Monday. So last time I made a video was Friday, and on Friday we went 3-2 on the 5 picks we gave out Friday. So Friday was kind of a mediocre day. We did hit the over on Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. points, and also the over on Satoransky assist. Sadly, though, we missed on Davion Mitchell's PRA. He came up way short, just didn't have that great of a game. And then we missed on Drew Eubanks' points. We needed 16 points from Drew Eubanks, and he finished with 13. So kind of unfortunate. Friday was just kind of mediocre, 3-2. But we got 4 picks that I do like for today. We'll talk through these 4 plays, and hopefully we can hit all 4. As always, guys, I try and do the best I can to share why I like these plays. I'm not just coming up here and saying, oh, I like this guy because he's hitting 3 out of his last 5 games. Oh, I like this guy because he's hitting 5 straight games. Like, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to go a little bit deeper, give more analysis, and in the end, if you agree with my analysis, you can tail the play. If you don't agree, then you can fade it. It's up to you. But I always want to do my best to share why I like these plays, give you the most information that I can. But before we do get started, make sure you hit that like button down below. Always appreciate the likes, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. We do upload these Prizepicks videos Monday through Friday, and I think when the playoffs get here, I'll start uploading on the weekends as well, because when the playoffs get here, it's a lot easier to make content. The games, there are just not as many games each day. On these really big slates, it's a little bit tougher to make content because I'm obviously making Prizepicks content for YouTube. I'm making DFS content on YouTube. I'm doing stuff for Patreon members, so it takes a lot of time throughout the week. That's why I like to give myself a couple of days off during the weekends, but I might start uploading Prizepicks videos on the weekends when the playoffs get here, which basically starts next week. The end of the regular season is Sunday, so after Sunday, the playoffs will start, and I'm definitely excited for the playoffs. They're going to be so fun this year. But let's talk through these 4 plays. We'll start off with the PRA category. The first play I like in the PRA category, I was on this guy on Saturday slate whenever he finally returned, and Christian Woods got ruled out, and Şengün had a really good game on Saturday without Christian Wood. He played a good amount of minutes. I think he played like 33 minutes. I want to pull up the game log real quick. So yeah, he played 33 minutes, had 33 PRA, 14 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. Şengün's been injured the last few games, but he did make his return. It was Sunday he returned. He did make his return on Sunday, and he played really well. He played good minutes. We've seen Şengün be productive when he gets minutes this year, and without Christian Wood, with him shut down for the season, no Dennis Schroeder, no Eric Gordon, like the Rockets, they're trying to evaluate these younger guys, see what they have in them, and I think Şengün's role for these final stretch of games is going to be really, really good. I think Şengün's going to play 30-plus minutes on a nightly basis. As long as he stays out of foul trouble, the minutes should be there, and we know the production's going to be there. His per 36 stats this year, without Christian Wood, without Eric Gordon, without Dennis Schroeder, they're really good. He's averaging over 16.5 points per 36, almost 10 rebounds, and almost over 4.5 assists. So per 36, he's basically averaging, 32 PRA, and his line is set at 27.5. I like the matchup against Brooklyn, going up against Andre Drummond. I think that's a spot Şengün can excel in. Drummond's never been a great defender. This game has a massive total. I think it's like 243.5, so Vegas is expecting a ton of points to be scored here. I think Şengün would probably play in a blowout as well. And that is one thing that does concern me, is that this game does have a lot of blowout risk. I think right now Brooklyn's favored by like 17.5. But I think Şengün might get blowout run. We've seen him play in blowouts this year. Would they play him in a blowout here? Now that they have Bruno Fernando, now they have Garuba, like they could play those guys instead. But I think Şengün will get at least 25, 30 minutes. And I think if the game's close, you could see him play 33, 34 minutes again. And his per 36 stats are really good without Christian Wood. He's a really productive player when he gets minutes. He can score, he can rebound, he can facilitate. He just does everything. So I like the over 27.5 PRA for Şengün. That's the first play I'm on for today's slate. And then the next play is in the points prop category. I'm going to take the over 19.5 points for Fred VanVleet. So Fred VanVleet, if you look over his last 5 games, obviously there's a lot of red. He's only hit this in 1 out of his last 5 games. But he had a big game last game against Miami. And I think VanVleet might have been, maybe he's been dealing with an injury lately. He just hasn't looked great. over his last, these whatever 8-10 games he's played, his shooting efficiency has not been very good. Like, he's been shooting like 35% from the field. But last game he did take a lot of shots, took 17 shots, shot 41% from the field. One thing we know that's going to be there for VanVleet, though, is the minutes. Like, the minutes are always going to be there. 40 minutes against Boston, 39 against Orlando, 41 against Miami. Blowout against Minnesota, he still played 32 in a blowout. This game is very important, for the Raptors. Both these teams, the Raptors and the Hawks, are still fighting for playoff seeding. Right now, the Raptors are the 6th seed, and if they want to get locked into the 6th seed and avoid having to play in the play-in tournament, they're going to still need to win a few games. They do have a 2.5 game lead on the Cavs for the 6th seed, but they're also tied with the Bulls right now, so they can maybe jump the Bulls and get the 5 seed. So I think the Raptors are going to be going all out to win this game. So are the Hawks. This should be a competitive game. I think right now it's got like a 2.5 point spread, and we know in competitive games VanVleet's playing 40 minutes, and the usage should be there. I mean, his usage so far this season has still been solid. He's still got the second highest usage rate on the team. This Raptors team, the production is very condensed around the starters: Siakam, VanVleet, Gary Trent, OG, who's questionable, and Scotty Barnes. Like, those are the 5 guys that are doing most of the production. Off the bench, Boucher will play some. They'll bring Achua off the bench to play some, but the starters are really doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the Raptors. That's how it's been the whole season. And we know the minutes are going to be there. The shot attempts should be there. I mean, he's been taking a good amount of shots. He's just been shooting really inefficiently, like 13, 15, 19, 17 shots over his last 4 games. He's just had some poor shooting games, 2 for 7 from 3, 5 for 15 from the field. Well, last game against Miami, you finally saw him had a decent shooting game, and he scored 29 points. He went to the line 11 times as well, which was good to see. So I like the chances of VanVleet scoring 20 points here. I think so far they've played the Hawks 3 times this season, and he's scored over 20 points against the Hawks, I think in 2 out of their 3 games. So they played February 26th against Atlanta. It was a blowout. They lost by 27. VanVleet played 35 minutes, still had 24 points. He took 22 shots in that game. They played again on February the 4th. VanVleet played 38 minutes, took 18 shots, had 26 points. And then they played again on January the 31st. He played 39 minutes. He took 20 shots, only shot 30% from the field, though. Sadly, finished with 16 points, came under. But he's gone over this prop in 2 out of 3 games against Atlanta. The one game he didn't go over, he shot 6 for 20. He just couldn't make a shot. So I think the shot volume is going to be there. We know the minutes are going to be there. It's just a matter of if VanVleet can shoot efficiently, which after seeing last game, seeing him score 29 points and have a decent shooting game, maybe this is a trend in the right direction for VanVleet. Like, VanVleet, his points prop for most of the season was around like 21.5, 22.5, and just because he's been shooting so inefficiently lately, the line has come down a good amount. I think it's come down a little bit too much, though. I still feel like his points prop should be maybe 20.5 or 21.5, especially for a pretty good matchup against Atlanta. And I think Trey might guard VanVleet here, and Trey has never been a great defender, so all the boxes are checked for me for VanVleet. As long as he can have a decent shooting game, I feel pretty confident he scores 20 points here. So I'm taking the over 19.5 points for Fred VanVleet as our second prop. And then our third and fourth prop, we're going to be going to some brothers. I'm going to take, first off, Trey Jones over 7.5 assists. So this is one prop that I do really like a lot. We can take a look at the last 2 games, which are really the only 2 that matter. These other games were with DeJounte Murray, so I don't even want to look at those. Last 2 games without DeJounte Murray, Trey Jones 9 assists against Portland, and then they played again 2 days later. He had 7 assists. But what really stands out to me, if you look over the last 2 games without DeJounte Murray, Trey Jones has 19.5 potential assists over his last 2 games. He had 19 assists, or 19 potential assists, one of those games, and the other game he had 20 potential assists. When a guy is getting 20 potential assists per game, they're normally going to get around 10 assists, because on average, guys usually convert half their potential assists into actual assists. So it's very unlucky that Trey Jones has only gotten 7 and 9 assists the last 2 games when he's getting 19 and 20 potential assists. He's getting a lot of potentials. It's going to come down to his teammates making shots, but the opportunity is going to be there. The minutes are going to be there. We've seen the last 2 games without DeJounte. Trey Jones has started both games, and I would expect once again with DeJounte out tonight, we will see Trey Jones start. He's played 33 and 34 minutes in both those games. Like I said, potential assists have been there. He did go over this against Portland that first game. I would think he goes over here as long as his teammates can make shots. When a guy's putting up 19, 20 potential assists and their line is set at 7.5, I'm always going to take that. I don't care how unlucky they're getting. That's the math just makes sense there, because like Chris Paul, he averages like 22, 23 potential assists, and we see Chris Paul's assist prop is like 10.5 every day. Obviously, you can't put Trey Jones' assist prop at 10.5, but when he's got as many potentials as he has the last 2 games, his assist prop should probably be a little bit more than 7.5 here. So I like over 7.5 assists for Tre Jones. That's one prop that really stood out to me. And then the other one, like I said, going to his other brother, Tyus Jones. So these guys are related. I'm going to take the over 5.5 assists for Tyus Jones. So it's kind of the same thing. Like Tyus Jones, he's been benefiting lately with the injury to John Morant. And we've seen over his last 5 games, he's gotten 5 or 6 or more assists in 4 out of his last 5 games. And the one game he didn't against Indiana was a massive blowout. He didn't even play in the fourth quarter. But you can take a look at his potential. So over his last 6 games, these are all without Ja. He's averaging close to 11 potential assists per game and 7.5 assists over those last 6 games. Now, obviously, some of these games were blowouts. So, like, I know, can't remember which games. I know the Indiana game was a blowout. I think the Brooklyn and Milwaukee game were close, and he had 10 assists in both those games. I want to say these San Antonio and Golden State games were close. Honestly, I can't remember. The Golden State game might have been a blowout. I think it was. Can't remember about San Antonio, but regardless, I feel pretty good about Tyus Jones getting 6 assists if he plays his normal minutes here. Going up against Utah, a good team, like I would think this game does stay close, so we get low 30s, mid 30s minutes from Tyus Jones. Again, he's the potential assists have been there. He leads the team in assist percentage with Ja and Dillon Brooks off the floor. Ja already ruled out for today, going to be out for the rest of the regular season, and Dillon Brooks, I believe, is doubtful, so he's not expected to play either. 31% assist percentage for Tyus Jones in a 772-minute sample. And like I said, over his last 6 games without Ja, he's averaging almost 7.5 assists per game and almost 11 potential assists. So I'm liking the over 5.5 assists for Tyus Jones. That's another prop that stood out to me, and these are my 4 kind of early plays for today. This is what I thought stood out at first look. As always, guys, I do provide other plays over on Patreon, so if you want to check out all the other plays I like for today, normally later in the afternoon, a couple hours before the game start, I'll take a full look at the board, really kind of analyze all the props that stand out, and usually I'll give about 4 or 5 other plays I like a lot, and I'll share those for Patreon members. But these are my free plays for today, the ones I wanted to share with you guys. Over 27.5 PRA for Şengün, over 19.5 points for Fred VanVleet, over 7.5 assists for Tre Jones, and over 5.5 assists for Tyus Jones. So, like these 4 props a lot. I did already put a 4-pick power in with these 4. Again, I'll probably have some other entries as well where I mix and match these guys. So maybe I'll do a 2-pick with Tre Jones and Tyus Jones. Maybe I'll do a 2-pick with Şengün and VanVleet. Maybe I'll do a 3-pick with Şengün, VanVleet, Tyus Jones, or Tre Jones, and then maybe a 3-pick with VanVleet, Tre Jones, Tyus Jones. Like, you just kind of want to mix and match them. But again, guys, my goal every day is to get as many picks right as I can. Hopefully we can hit all 4 of these, make some money tonight. As always, appreciate you guys tuning into these videos. If they did help, hit that like button down below if you enjoyed. And also, if you're new to the channel and you have not yet, hit that subscribe button as well. Check out Prizepicks too if you're new here. Prizepicks is the sponsor of this video. Obviously, if you have not checked out Prizepicks yet, you can sign up with the promo code NOAH. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my code. So if you want to tell the plays I give out in this video, make some additional plays for yourself, you can sign up to Prizepicks and use my code, and you will get a deposit bonus when you do sign up. But that's all I got for today, guys. Wish you the best of luck on the slate. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helped, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.